these streets.
And I'm just like you.
We getting locked by these caps.
And I'm just like you.
We fulfill the prophecies.
And I'm just like you.
You might be light, I might be dark.
But I'm just like you.
We kill each other over colors.
Damn, I'm just like you.
I'm in these ghettos, in these
And
slums.
I'm just like you.
They call you nigga, call me spick.
And I'm just like you.
You was 1619, I was 1492. We getting shot in these streets.
And I'm just like you.
We getting locked by these
And
caps.
I'm just like you.
Welcome to FCN Quick News of the Day. I'm your host, Captain Zakar, and today in the news, we have a pregnant woman shot by her baby daddy. Let's read that article.
It was my baby's father. Pregnant New Jersey woman ID'd suspect as she lay dying after being shot.
Wow, let's read that article to see what details we have of it. Let's read that.
A pregnant woman was able to identify the father of her baby as her alleged killer before dying of multiple gunshot wounds.
Multiple gunshot wounds. That means that if he was the man that shot her, he was shooting to kill. Read on.
It was my baby's father. 31-year-old Remy Lee told first responders after she was shot, according to a police affidavit obtained by People. Lee, who was 8 months pregnant when she died, was
Wow.
fatally shot between two cars outside a Patterson apartment complex after returning from a doctor's appointment.
Probably more than likely the last checkup of her 8-month-old baby. Go ahead.
Neighbors reported hearing multiple shots of fired and rushing out to find Lee lying on the pavement, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. When she was asked who shot her, the expectant mother responded, Quay, the affidavit states. According to the affidavit, Quay is the name, the father of Lee's baby. Don Quay Thomas goes by.
Yeah, there's no doubt other than Judah. Read that.
Lee was rushed to St. Joseph Regional Medical Center, where she delivered a healthy baby before dying.
Wow. Wow, wow. So he meant to kill her so she wouldn't have the baby, and she ended up having the baby. Now this baby is going to be born into a world knowing that his mother is dead based on her or his father killing her, and he's still alive. Wow. Read on.
On Sunday, Thomas, 30, surrendered himself to Patterson police. He has been charged with first-degree murder and weapon offenses.
First-degree murder. Wow. Go ahead.
According to the police, Thomas allegedly waited in his vehicle for more than 90 minutes outside Lee's apartment complex for her to come home.
Wow. Waited. The scriptures speak about someone laying in wait to kill you. Read on.
When Lee returned from the doctor's appointment, she parked next to Thomas' vehicle and got out of the car. That's when Thomas allegedly opened fire.
Let's scroll down some on the article. Yep.
And fled the scene, NBC reports.
Investigators, what's that last part? Go ahead.
Investigators say the shooting stemmed from a domestic dispute.
A domestic dispute, arguing about something. Who knows what it might have been, but it took them to the point of where his thought was, I'm going to kill her. Let's go to the scriptures on that and see what happened spiritually. Proverbs 22, let's read 17 through 20.
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 17. Bow down thine ear, and hear the words of the wise, and apply thine heart unto my knowledge. For it is a pleasant thing if thou keep them within thee. They shall withal be fitted in thy lips. That thy trust may be in the Lord. I have made known to thee this day, even to thee.
Read on.
Have not I written to the excellent things in counsels and knowledge?
So God says, have not I written to thee in excellent things in counsel? The Bible is full of wise words and full of excellent counsel to help keep you alive, whether you be a man or a woman, in every situation of your life. That's why this is called the book of life. Let's get some of those excellent counsels of God. Let's read Sirach chapter 6, verse 7.
The book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
A friend would be a husband. There are no boyfriends or girlfriends in the Bible. So God is telling you to prove a friend, which would ultimately be your husband or ultimately be your wife. prove them first. Prove them what? Based on the laws of God. That's what you want to prove a spouse based on, not on your own fleshly desires, but on what does God say of how I should prove a spouse. Let's read Sirach 37. Let's read 27 and 28 to show what when it says prove. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 28.
27.
Verse 27.
Uh-huh.
My son, prove thy soul in thy life.
Prove thy soul. Prove thy soul. Read on.
And see what is evil for it.
Uh-huh.
And give not that unto it.
Read.
For all things are not profitable for all men, neither have every soul pleasure in everything.
So what is that saying? That every person that is desirable to your eye is not always good for your spirit. So do not base judge on just the outer appearance. You have to judge a man or a woman, prove them what God says according to the spirit within them, because they may not be right for you. Let's go to Sirach chapter 11, and let's read verse 2.
The book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outward appearance.
What is God saying? Looks aren't everything. Looks should not be the only thing that you are searching for in a spouse, because if that is your number one priority and the only priority that you are having when it comes to choosing a spouse, you are on your way to death and destruction. Let's go to Sirach 37 and 12 to see what kind of man that God says you should be looking for. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
But be continually with a godly man,
Uh-huh.
whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord.
Read.
Whose mind is according to thy mind.
Thy mind according to thy mind, meaning that if I take on this woman as a wife, she's going to keep the commandments like I am. If I take on this man as a husband, he's going to keep the commandments as I am. His mind, my mind is after his mind, and we are on one accord. Read that again.
But be continually with a godly man.
Be continually with a godly man, because if they're not a godly man that lives by the laws of God, you can get into a domestic dispute and their mind is, I'm going to kill him. Let's go to Sirach chapter 11 and let's read verse 29. But if you have a godly man, they understand thou shalt not kill. Those laws of God will prevent them from doing that if they are walking in the spirit of Christ. Let's read that. Sirach 11, 29 through 31.
The book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 29.
Uh-huh.
Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains.
Because every man or every woman is not always of one accord with you spiritually. They may agree with you physically, but spiritually they have a different motive than you may have. You may want kids. They may not want kids. But they agree and they abide with you in your house because you're giving something to them physically that their flesh can indulge in. But anything outside of that, they are not planning on having that, and they will look for a way to kill you. Let's read on.
Like as a partridge taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud. And like as a spy, watcheth he for thy fall.
Read on.
For he lieth in wait.
He lieth in wait. This man here, for Remy Lee, he waited for 90 minutes outside of her apartment complex. Read on.
And turneth good into evil.
A child is something good. A child being born, having a mother and father is something good, but they will turn it into evil. Read on.
And in things worthy praise will lay blame upon thee.
Now read verse 32.
Verse 32. Of a spark of fire, a heap of coal is kindled.
That's how a domestic dispute will happen. Of a spark, it turns into a fire. Read on.
And a sinful man layeth wait for blood.
He layeth in wait for blood. That's why God says, be continually with a godly man, because that sinful man is going to lay in wait for blood and shoot multiple shots in you and leave you on the ground to die. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 32, and let's read 9 through 11 to see what God says to people or to women that are in situations where they are baby mamas and not wives. Let's read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 32 and verse 9.
Uh-huh.
Rise up, ye women that are at ease.
Rise up. That means be alert. Read on.
Hear my voice, ye careless daughters.
Ye careless daughters. You're careless because of what? You are choosing men based on the flesh, based on the outer appearance, and not proving them according to the laws of God. Read on.
Give ear unto my speech.
That speech is what? That's that wise counsels that we read about in the book of Proverbs. Read on.
Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless woman.
As long as you are careless and living without the laws of God, there will be trouble in your life. You will have a lifelong a life full of hardships. Read on.
For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease.
Tremble because trouble is coming your way. Read on.
Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins.
So what does that mean? Repent and turn from your wicked ways and choose man based on the laws of God and not on the fleshly desires, because they may end up killing you.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.